Hello, there we go. Hello, everybody. Oh, sorry again. Hello, everybody. My name is Brandon. I'm an acting and stage performance coach, and welcome to my channel where we celebrate the genuine and authentic expression of human emotion from our favorite artists. So if you're somebody who thinks you can tell the difference between when someone is feigning emotion and when they're actually feeling emotion, then you're in the right place. Today, we're looking back at Angelica Hale once again. Been a long time. This is a cover of some group. I think it's Hadestown. Never heard of them. Don't know anything about the song. This one's called Flowers. This is another jump the line request from David. It's been a while since I've done one for him, but I really appreciate your support as always. It's a little later than I meant for it to be. I had some technical difficulties like I tend to do, but I'm excited to jump into it. Mostly I'm excited to see where post Broadway Angelica is with her text interpretation, her performance, her characterization. I'm really excited to jump into that and see how she's grown. She's also a little bit older. So without further ado, I just want to jump in. This is Angelica Hale singing Flowers. Already in it though. Almost in tears, looks like.
What I wanted was to fall asleep, close my eyes and disappear like a petal on a stream, a feather on the air.
Beautiful.
Lily white and poppy red, I tremble when he laid me out. You won't feel a thing, he said, when you go down.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot happening here. Where to start? First of all, so the vocally she's doing incredible, not only just in working her way through the notes and delivering on the emotionality, but she's playing with her dynamics in a very sophisticated way. She's changing the position of her larynx, of different muscles, and the way she's using her resonators and just sort of dipping in and out of these notes in some of the best ways. Some of these notes are incredibly delicate, and then she builds. She sort of, there's a word for it. It's not crescendo. There's a word for it. I'm not a vocal coach. Where the power behind it, the sort of the fullness, the roundness swells, even as the volume dips, as she goes deeper down, drops the larynx and gets into those lower notes. She's doing a really beautiful job. It's incredibly subtle. I love that a lot. Now for the emotionality, for the performance itself, she's really playing a lot. There was this one moment here where she, I think it was on the word down, you just saw everything on her face just drop. And so there's definitely a lot of regret in this from her performance. I'm not talking about the lyrics of the song. There's a lot of regret. There's a very strong feeling of cynicism, or of someone who learned a lot of hard lessons. I don't know where that's going to go yet, but that's kind of the sense that I'm getting, again, just from her performance. I barely heard the lyrics. I'm really bad about that when I'm watching some performers sing. I barely heard the lyrics at all. This is all just coming from her expression and the way she's presenting herself, almost in tears from the beginning. Very authentic, very genuine. No performative expressions, nothing that's too rehearsed. She's really seems to be just allowing herself to go through the journey of the story in the lyrics and sort of live in those moments and express those feelings to us authentically, which is just really great. I'm super excited to see where the story goes and how she carries it through.
When you go down,
Right there, just everything dropped.
nothing gonna wake you now.
Beautiful. Total regret right there, by the way. Look at her face. Brink of tears. Look at her mouth. Look at her mouth. The little muscles around the corners of her mouth. The sort of tremble when she took that swallow. Her mouth. See how it's jutting down. The muscles around her lips.
Dreams are sweet until they're not.
Stronger, a little more defined
Men are
here.
kind until they aren't.
Remembering the wrong that was done.
Flowers bloom
The hard lessons.
until they rot. And
There's a little bit of anger here. There's certainly some vitriol, a little bit of harsh emotions. You can see it in the way she's her body's kind of convulsing or tensing with the consonants on the lyrics in the beat. This is definitely a moment where she's going. This is the part of the story where she learned the hard lesson and she grew a thicker skin and she decided she wasn't going to get taken advantage of anymore.
Flowers bloom until they
But there's so much.
and fall apart.
There's still so much sadness behind it all.
Is anybody listening? I open my mouth and nothing comes out. Nothing gonna wake me.
Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. So right here on the second nothing, you can almost hear her voice break. She almost actually cries.
Open my mouth and nothing comes out. Nothing
Beautiful.
gonna wake me now.
Whoa. Okay, so yeah, so that's the moment in the song when she has learned the hard lessons, hardened herself, grown the thicker skin, and decided that there's nobody, I'm not going to let anybody close enough to hurt me anymore. But the beautiful thing about this is that while that strength is evident and apparent in the tonality and with the strength that she's singing these lyrics, her face is still weeping. It doesn't matter, you know, we can lie to ourselves all we want and tell ourselves that it's better that we're alone. It's better that we don't allow anybody in. But the truth of us is still there. The grief, the loneliness, the pain that we've experienced, the regret, the sorrow, it's all still underneath the surface. And she's just letting it all bleed out. It's beautiful. Sorry, there's just one little moment here. Right there. You see how her nostrils pull back just a little bit and her eyes tense in the middle of this expression. So the expression is probably a bit planned. Like she's definitely rehearsed, right? So she knows where she's going to be. But the difference between a fully choreographed emotional performance and something that's more genuine, that's more realistic, that's more authentic, is all of these little subtle sort of micro expressions that happen in our bodies, in our faces, because of the natural reaction that our body, our muscles, our skin has to intense emotions when we're actually experiencing those emotions genuinely, sincerely. And this is a great example of that. Watch in the middle of that expression, watch this part of her nose right around here. For just a moment, her body acts without her consent right there. And there, beautiful.
Flowers,
Little tremble.
I remember fields of flowers.
Oh, wow, this is
soft beneath my heels.
So this is remembering the time before she was hard, or maybe even after, but when something lovely happened.
Flowers, I remember
There's still so much sorrow, so something bad still had to have happened,
flowers soft beneath my heels.
even in this good memory.
Walking in the sun, I remember someone by my side, turn his face
Right
to
there.
mine, and then I turned away into the shade.
Oh my God, she's so good. I've already said all the things. Look at everything happening. So that whole journey we just went on was her remembering a time when something was beautiful. The day was beautiful, and she met someone who was beautiful, and she met someone who seemed genuine and kind, and who didn't do her wrong. But she didn't give in to that. She didn't give him the chance to get close. She turned away. And even in those last few bars of that little bridge, there's this contrast. There was this strength in a couple of those words, that defiance, that resilience. I won't let it happen again. There was a strength in her vocal delivery, but there was so much vulnerability happening in her face. And between then and now, especially during this instrumental break, there's so much happening that's not conscious. These little trembles and things, you can try to fake them all you want, but especially to a trained eye, but anybody really watching you, like, it doesn't look real. It just doesn't look real. It doesn't read as sincere. It doesn't feel sincere. This is authentic. She's there. She's living in that moment. I just want to see these last few notes where she really hit them hard vocally, but there was just so much while she was it was like she was really punching those things home vocally. She was breaking. The regret of having walked away from that without giving it a chance was washing over her emotionally.
And then I turned away.
Strong. Trying to smile, but there's right here. Oh, it's so good. That little, it's beautiful. Wow.
The one I left behind. If you ever walk this way,
all that pain.
come and find me lying in the bed I made.
Chef's kiss. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And hold it to the end, please. Thank you so much. Okay, that was absolutely gorgeous. That was Angelica Hale singing Flowers. So good. Even right up until the end there. All those little moments. This video could be 45 minutes long if I stopped and pointed out every time I saw an eye flutter or tension around the lower lids or trembling around the lips or how the corners of her mouth would jut down, revealing some of that sorrow and some of that regret. And even toward the end, when she was speaking to the person, if you ever come around, she was smiling, but that wasn't all that was going on. She was smiling, but all of that was still happening. All those things, those little signs that betrayed the sorrow she was feeling. And the line, you'll find me lying in the bed that I made. You'll find me in my loneliness, in my isolation that I created for myself, that I have been holding myself captive in. And one of the things that I talk about all the time, and I talk about it like a lot, especially when I do my TV and film reactions on my other channel, is one of the surefire ways to always know 100% whether someone is being authentic, not 100%. 85%, whether somebody's being truly authentic and really genuinely experiencing an emotional moment or just simply faking it, going through the motions, is whether or not the emotion that they're expressing is layered, or if it's just blunt, one layer, single emotion, and it just transitions sharply from one emotion to the next. People don't really experience emotions that way. There's always more than one thing going on. We're never just angry or just sad. There's always layers of things. And in that moment, she was singing to him with a smile on her face, a little bit of hope, almost playfully. But underneath it, there was a little bitterness at herself for having allowed it to become her life to become what it is, and the regret. And actually, more so than regret, probably I think what I was seeing was the doubt that she had that this moment she's singing about, this time when this man might come back into her life and find her, would ever actually come. Because I think a big part of her in that moment believed that she missed her chance and she's going to be alone forever. Or at the very least, she'll never have what they could have had. It was beautifully done, beautifully performed. That was Angelica Hale singing Flowers by, I think it's called Hadestown. At least that's how it's spelled. I don't know for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did enjoy it, hit the subscribe button, click the little bell icon to get notified the next time I upload videos. Hit the like button, leave me a comment. Let me know what your interpretation of the song was. There are no wrong or right answers here. It's art for a reason. It's subjective. Wherever you are in your life, whatever you felt when you experienced this for the first time or when you experienced it here with me now, that's all valid. So just let me know what you thought. Let me know what your thoughts are on some of the things that I said. What did I miss? What did I call out maybe that you hadn't noticed before? Regardless of anything else, I just really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks again, David, for requesting this through the Jump to the Line program. I really appreciate your support over these past several years. Again, sorry I got it to you a little bit late. You should be accustomed to that by now. I am doing the best I can, I swear, but I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys for being here. And having said all that, please remember, as always, to be kind to each other, and most importantly, to be kind to yourself.
Flowers, I remember fields of flowers soft beneath my heels, walking